one and all, respected Professor C.P.S. Verma sir, Professor Dr. Praveen sir, our faculty members and my dear students. Today we are here to celebrate IP Utsav, that is organized by MIC calendar activity, and today's theme is regarding the master class on brand and geographical indications. As you all know what is brands, logo, slogan that brought some kind of respect towards the product. You all are already aware, if we say Nike, we say just do it, that is a slogan. And as well as if you turn on your laptop, there is an Intel chime, particular sound will come from your computer. That is also one kind of trademark. Okay, so that trademark, how trademark can be applied, if there is an infringement of the trademark, what are the legal actions that can be taken. Then beside that, geographical indications, it is also like somewhat like a trademark, like we say Darjeeling tea, or we say basmati rice, especially India, Pakistan location, we say basmati rice. Okay, so like that, this kind of things will be discussed by today's expert. We are going to see it in YouTube live streaming. So I am going to start the live streaming. You can gain the knowledge about the trademark and geographical indication on today's session. Okay, I will move to the event.
This is the part of IPR, intellectual property rights.
another exciting day of IT Masterclass series as part of IT Utsav 2025, hosted by AIPP and Ministry of Education Innovation Center. So over the past 2-3 days, we have been diving deep into different forms of intellectual property, exploring copyright, design innovations, and the nuances of patent design and so on. So hope you all have found these sessions insightful and inspiring. So today we will focus on another domain of IT. We'll delve deep into trademarks and geographical educations, which are two key pillars for branding and IP protection. So before we begin, just a quick reminder. As I always mention, towards the end of the session, an e-assessment link will be shared via the WebEx chat box, or you can access it via mis.gov.in/IPweek session. And please be reminded that the participation certificate will be awarded to those who qualify and attend for at least 4 of these masterclasses. Now, without further delay, it's my pleasure to introduce our distinguished speaker for today, Dr. Rahul Taneja. He is a scientist at the Directorate of Science and Technology, Government of Haryana. He holds a PhD in Pharmaceutical Sciences along with advanced degrees in IPR, Law and Management. With over 320 expert lectures to his credit, he is a strong advocate of IPR facilitation, drafting and enforcement, especially among MSMEs and researchers. He is also the recipient of AIMS Award for significant contributions in healthcare. He has also authored 40 plus publications, have multiple IP holdings, and also serves as a brand ambassador for Wellcome Science. You may also have seen him on various media platforms promoting IPR awareness. So on behalf of AIPP and Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell, we warmly welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir. Dr. Taneja.
Thank you, ma'am, for contributing today. Thank you for inviting me to share my views on trademark.
I think this screen is invisible. Could you please restart it?
Okay. Now is it?
No, sir, it's just loading. Screen is invisible, sir. Yeah, now we can see.
Okay. So, type of properties, tangible properties and intangible properties. Tangible properties like we have own house, we have own vehicle, we have properties which we can teach and we can feel. We have intangible properties. Intangible properties are different types. Some are scientists, some are painters, some are designers, some are musicians, some are economics. We can protect every aspect of the creation of human mind with the different type of IPRs. So there are different types of IPR, patents, trademark, industrial designs, geographical indications, layout designs, trade secrets, and the protection of new plant varieties. These all are covered under the industrial properties and number one is the copyright. Copyright is a domain which is studied. We have discussed in detail what is the use of the copyrights and what is the benefits of copyrights. So different types of intangible assets we can protect the different use, and every aspect has their own subject matters. We can't correlate and mix each other with the office. Those things which can be filed by the patent rights, we can't file by the trademarks rights. So every content has their own subject matters. Trademarks. So trademark, why is the trademarks important nowadays? Because suppose if you are doing some new business and you are starting a new enterprise, then trademark plays a very important role. Trademarks is the first point that the entrepreneur can think we can start a new business, that this is our name and we can start by these names. Trademark, a name of the enterprises or mark of capable effectively, graphically and distinguish the good or services of one person's to another person's. It may be a sign, it may be a words, letter, color combination, representation, and you can say, you can protect any, the appearance which people can identify this product is from that company. This can be protected as a trademark. We can protect sign, we can protect words, we can protect color combination also, we can protect shape of the goods also with the help of the trademark protections. Trademarks are registered by the National Trademark Registry and are directly directly. So, suppose if you are filing a trademark application in India, then you are rightly limited only to the India. If you want to file a trademark outside the India, then you can file by the two way. Either you can directly apply to that country through the regional routes, or you can submit the mandate protocol also. We will discuss mandate protocol in our next slide. The duration of the trademark registration is for the 10 years, but we can renew unlimited time after the 10 years. It's not like a patent. In the patent, you will get a rights only for the 20 years. After 20 years, it will come into the public domain. But in the case of the trademark registration, you will get a rights for the unlimited time, but you have to renew after every 10 years. So this is very important. This is the difference of the trademark. So in generally we say that trademark is either at the Amar. We can protect as long as we can use the brand name. So few things cannot be filed for the trademark registration, like state emblems, official marks, and emblems of intergovernmental operation cannot. The right of the use of TM related to good or the services are as a TM when you are applying for the trademark. That is our property and it is protected our name. Trademark and branding is very important. Most of the time people get confused what is the difference between trademark or the brand. This is very important to understand. Every trademark is a brand, but every brand is not a trademark. Because most of the time people get use their brand name without the protection of the trademark and they are spending a lot of money. But somehow the similar companies which is using similar brand names are changing the spelling or the aesthetic feature of the product and selling the goods. So branding is protecting by the help of the trademark protection. Branding is a different and the trademark is a different. So it is a very deep sense to understand the difference between the trademark and the branding. Branding can be strengthened with the help of the trademark protection. Branding allows a company to differentiate its product service from the competitions by creating a bond with this customer. This way, a company can have a position in the market to identify their product and the competition to watch. A satisfied customer may leave, but a loyal customer may like to stay with that brandings. There are 45 classes of the trademark, like the as per the NICE classification. Suppose if you want to sell the chemicals, then you have to protect your trademark in class 1. If you are selling a cosmetic products, detergent powders, and the product which is for the cleansing, that can be protected in class 3. All type of medicinal products, pharmaceutical products, and the dietary supplements, nutraceutical comes under into the class 5. All type of machine and the machine tools comes under into the class 7. Even every type of machines comes into the class 7. Electronic components like electronic and electronic components comes into the class 9. If you are selling some electronic components, then you have to protect your trademark in class 9. For medical devices, you have to protect your class in 10. For like LED lights, you have to protect your trademarks in class 11. Suppose if some person having a one brand name is registered in class 1, suppose Rahul brand name is protected in class 1 for the chemicals. But if somebody wants to protect their brand names Rahul in the class 7, then they can file. There is no objection because these rights can be protected as per the class, except that the trademark is not well-known in nature. We will discuss about the well-known nature in our next. If the single class is registered by the single names in different class, then you can apply in the different class. For the garments, class 30 for the food items, class 35 for the training, all type of education subjects, because most of the education coaching centers are here, education institutions are here. So you can protect your even institution name in the class 41. What type of institution, university, college's name, even the institution, even music companies, and also comes into the class 41. All type of restaurants comes into the class 43 and class 45 for the legal services. So these classes are divided as per the business which you are doing. Class 1 to 34 is for the product, in which you are providing the products, and class 35 to 45 for the services, in which providing the services like courier services, education services, restaurant services, legal services, and the social services. These are comes into the class 35 to 45, and 31 to 34 is for the product, in which you are supplying the products. I hope you have seen the many question notes in the newspaper that please don't use our brand in this identity and our as per the trade minister, and we are well known in the market and people identify our brand names as a niche. So these people just awareing the people about their brand names. So trade branding is helping by the trademark protection. So very important to understand the role of the branding with the help of the protection of the trade registration. Suppose if you are going to market and somebody kind of this type of product without you, maybe you can't purchase without like other products. But similarly, one label is there, given there, then immediately you can think this product is the same. So label is just but the question is like, can trademark is protect the quality of the goods? No. Trademark does not represent the quality of the goods, it only protects the branding of the goods. Suppose if label is there, it doesn't mean that the quality of the product is also good. It can protect only the branding of the goods. So if label is not there, then the question is arises about the quality. But trademark creating quality as well as the goodwill in the customer of the market. That the product will give the that company, and that company has a goodwill in the market. So this is interconnected with each other. It takes a time to dwell in the market to create a branding of the like Bisleri. If some spelling is there, which one is original? But most of the time people think that it is counterfeit goods related to the similar goods. But this is a look like a similar to each other, and this comes under the trademark infringements. Bisleri has their own very reputation, and Bisleri has a characteristics which is defined. It took a lot of time to develop branding in their markets. Identify the symbol. I hope everybody knows that this is a symbol of net. But people may consider as this is a symbol of a tick mark. But the base of the Nike is very important to understand, because it is popularity is considered as a well-known trademark. Because anybody knows that this is a symbol of the Nike, and these symbols can be identified without the word mark also, because there is no need to mention Nike below the marks. Those people identify only the symbol. So this is the identification. This is the benefit of the trademark protection. So what is the function of the trademarks? Allows companies to differentiate their products from one person to another person. This is the important function of the trademark. It ensures consumer can distinguish products and ultimately the branding loyalty in the markets. So trademark plays a good important role for the marketing and source of revenue through licensing. You can license your trademark to many persons that into the branding. Like in the case of restaurant, you have seen that many people using the same logo and the same name. They people license use their brand name for their ventures. Like in the case of school also, in the case of colleges also, many schools are distribute their brand name on the basis of the licensing. You can use our logo and our branding for their commercial purposes. This is the crucial component of the franchisee agreement, because when you are signing a franchisee agreement with some educational institution, then you have to mention all the clauses of the trademark acts that you can't disobey our registration and you can't use the trademark after the expiry of this agreement. So you have to mention all these things. Maybe useful for obtaining a finance also, a valuable business assets, because people can identify by their brand names. Trademark protection is the exclusive right prevents others from marketing products and using the same for the confusing similar marks. Like I have already discussed Bisleri. These all are confusing marks that people can get confused by the similar brand name. So be careful when you are choosing a brand name. You have to read the spelling and the identification itself. It promotes the customer quality, reputations, image of the company also. It provides courage in the every market where business operates. Registered marks may be licensed or franchising to the companies. So this is the scopes of the trademark protection. You will get a SUV rights that nobody can use your trademark of the and it is the case of the trademark infringement also. You can prevent others from using an identical or similar trademarks also. So there are different types of the trademark. First one is the trademark in which you distinguish the goods from one person to another. Like you are providing the products to the market, that's called the trademark. And there is another mark that is called a service mark. You have seen the first slide line. Here is a mention is a T and SM and R. So there are three symbols: TM, SM and R. TM is used for the trademark, and we are the trademark that is used as a trademark. not substituting that PM after the filing, you can use as a without the filing also PM. And R after the complete procedure of the trademark registration, you will get a registered trademark certificate, then you can write a R. SM is for the service mark, like in which you are providing the services to the customer, like education services, restaurant services. These all are the services, courier services. To distinguish the services from one person to another person. Collective marks applied by the group of association, like members of the association, like All India Management Association, is called collective marks. This CA marks, these all are the collective marks, means applied by the member of the association. Certification mark like ISI, ISO, Gold mark, Tag marks. Certification marks identify the characteristics of the goods. Means these represent the quality of the goods. Means you have to follow the particulars or the standards of the goods. Then you will get a ISI mark, ISO mark, Gold marks. Which you have to follow that criteria to get these marks. You have to follow these rules, and then you will get a certification mark. Certification marks is also the part of the trademark. You will get a certification marks also provided by the group of the association or the companies who follow this type of certifications. Well-known marks like Mercedes, Banks, Poses, Tata, which having a good reputation in the market and the stronger protection in the market. Then people can identify by the images that even I have asked this question to you. Suppose if one brand name is Rahul, is registered in class 1, and you are applying in class 7 for the Rahul brand. But if it is a well-known mark, then your trademark will not get registered in the all the marks. So be careful when you are selecting a trademarks. So these are the trademarks which we are using 6A and 10A. All are registered trademarks. In the morning you can see our phone or watch for the time that is protected as a trademark registration like ASPs and etc. And that we go for the daily routines. We can use toothpaste, coffee, Nescafe, Premier, and we can use soap, we can use lamps, that is also represented registration. And we can go to the schools, which is already somewhere, then we can use the vehicle brandings are registered. We can use laptops and the computer, it is also represented. So trademark is playing a very important role in our daily routines. So these all are the registered trademark and having a very good identity in markets. Which one is original? I think everybody knows that people think that Domino's is the original, but Domino's is also having branches in the market. So people may get confused, but it is not necessary that the product is somehow like similar to each other, but they will get a registration if they get similar to each other and having a distinguished in the markets. Honda and Hyundai. If you can convert Honda into telephone, it would like somehow is a Hyundai. But both marks having a goodwill in the market, then people can identify even the product is somehow similar to each other, but they will get registered because they are having goodwill in the market and having a identity in the market. Good sale in the market. Now this is very important, especially because most of the time in the cosmetic products people get confused. Another famous product is the Fair and Lovely, and another is the Fair and Lovely, and third one is the Fair Mile. Obviously, when you are selling a fairness thing, then you are using the word fair. And you are using a fair, like suppose if you are selling a pharmaceutical product, you are using the word pharmaceutical. And if you are selling a word surgical product, then you can add surgical, healthcare, and restaurant, hotel. So these all are the descriptive words and the generic words. And these words may be used, but maybe these both brand names are similar, Fair and Lovely and Fair and Lovely. But Fair and Lovely is a totally distinguished word. Maybe its goal mark is entirely different from the Fair and Lovely. So these people maybe do not, even they SSC is also mentioned there. So it is a distinguishedness. Their brand name is entirely different from the Fair and Lovely. Sometimes people are using an artistic word. Maybe the label is similar, but the spelling is different. So this is also the example of the counterfeit goods. Atol, Tejol, Pure Well. So phenotypically brand names are not allowed. Suppose if you are selling a brand name which is a phenotypically similar to each other, like Opec and Olay. One alphabet is different, A and A. The shape of the good is similar and the font style is also similar. So this is the direct example of the trademark infringement for fruity and fruity. The defendant said this is a fruit juice and we are selling a fruit juice. In this product, this is a fruit cake and this is a fruity. Maybe the both product is phonetically not similar to each other, fruity and fruity, but the label of the good is similar. Shape of the good is also similar. This you want to confuse the customer that this product belongs to the fruity. So this is also the example of the trademark infringement. This area and the shape of the label is also similar. The design. Spelling is different, the font style is also similar. This is another example. But be careful in the case of the trademark, then you are choosing the trademarks. Suppose you are taking a medicine, the Medjol 200 and doctor is provided for you, it's a product 200. But next time if you are chasing the some chemist and maybe you are purchasing medicine Medjol on the basis of the brand name. Medjol, and Medjol. All the brand names having a similar spelling or the phonetically similar to each other. Suppose if you are taking a Isma product on the basis of, on the behalf of the maybe it is used for the gastric repair, but if you are taking a daily albendazole on the place of vitrazole, so maybe it's a life-threatening also. You are taking the wrong medication. So trademark plays a very important role, especially in the case of pharmaceutical science also. Because if your brand name, if you are not taking a right medication of the confusion of the brand, so sometimes it's a life-threatening also. So be careful when you are choosing a medicine, you have to read the chemical name also. Because chemical name is identified by the important for the patients, not the brand name in this case. Sometimes people are changing the name by adding some new words like new, blue light, gasoline, new star coloring. So this is the way to get a trademark registration, but these are not allowed. This company are very aware about their brand. This is the best global branding for 2024. Apple is the number one position and having a $488 billion business. Branding value of the brand name, so Apple, and followed by Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Samsung, Toyota, Coca-Cola, Mercedes, McDonald's, BMW. So this every year they can identify by the goodwill of their brands in the market and by the reputation in the market, and the sale value also matters. Most valuable brands in India in 2024 by brand values in billion US dollars is Trademarks Resources, HDFC Banks, Airtel, Infosys, State Bank of India, ICICI, mostly banking systems are there, and the consultancy services is providing the identity in the market of the business. Copyright trademark protection. This is very interesting because people trademark is not only the protection of the name, it is also protection of the trade dress, also the identity of the label also. You can protect the trademark protection. Parle. It is just a old product around 35 years old. People can identify the label of the products. So this is the identification of the products. No. Suppose if one medicine is coming in the market, MOOP used for the pair leaf. If somebody can sell a medicine by the spelling name of MOBE for the diabetic patients. So people get confused that is the MOBE or MOOB. So phonetically brand, this is the reason phonetically branding is not allowed, because they may confuse the customer by the spelling of the or the phonetically pronounced the brand. So these type of brand names are also not allowed by the trademark registry. This is the administrative setup of the trademark registry. This is run by the Department of Industrial Policy, Promotion and Ministry of Commerce Industry, and followed by the Controller General of Commission Design and Trademark. That trademark registry, we have 5 offices of Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, and Ahmedabad. These 5 offices is divided about the jurisdictions. Suppose if you are filing a trademark from Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and Goa, and your application is forwarded to Mumbai, then Gujarat, Rajasthan, for you have to file the trademark registry in Ahmedabad, Chennai, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka. This is divided according to the jurisdictions. Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh. To the trademark registry. How to select a trademark? So this is the importance questions. Because you want to start become an entrepreneur. The first question is guys, how to select a trademark? Because most of the people come to me and say, sir, what is the criteria? What is the basic criteria to select a trademark? Most of the time people say that Pandit ji ne ye naam bataya. The religious names. Sometimes religious names they get refused by the trademark registry because these names are not allowed because of this religious natures. So selection of the trademark is very important. Suppose your word must be easy to spell, easy to remember, like Sony, Tata, Bata, Reliance. These are the easy word to spell. You may also point some words like which is having no meaning in the dictionary, like Kodak and Data. Kodak and Data has no meaning in the dictionary, but people can identify data is related to some product which is manufactured by the milk, and Kodak is ready to the photographs. Means people can identify the spelling, but it has no meaning in the dictionary. So point word are easy to get registration in the trademark registry. So this is better way to get the trademark. You must point word name and maybe some adding 5 alphabets and make a brand name popular name. But one should not be according to a geographical name like Anna Steel, Chandigarh Salt, Delhi Pharmaceutical. Avoid such type of name which is related to some geographical name. Most of the time people get a name by the geographical name, but they will get a rights on the label, the representation of the mark, like logo of the mark, but they will not get any copyrights of the words like Ludhiana, Chandigarh. They will not get any copyrights of the words which is related to the license, geographical name. We will not get a registration name also for any previous names like Om, Ekunkar. This type of brand names are not allowed by the trademark registry. Avoid word which describe the quality of the goods, like best, perfect, super, premium, supreme. These type of things represent the quality of the goods. A milk, and you are choosing a brand name pure milk. Obviously, milk is pure. So these type of words which describe the quality of the goods. This type, like if you are selling a furniture like perfect furniture, you have perfect paintings, perfect glasses. So these type of words may be descriptive in nature and describe the quality. As you see, the data has no meaning in dictionary. So how you can protect a trademark? You can protect in India. You have to file your application in India through the trademark registry office. Or if you want to file a trademark outside the India, then you can submit by Julia. Either you can directly apply to the legal rules of that country, or you can submit by the international rules. International rules, you can submit your application by the Madrid protocol. The Madrid protocol now has a 150 members countries and 131 countries and 150 members. So this is the best way to file the trademark application to the Madrid protocol if you are running your business in India. So Madrid protocol, India has joined the Madrid protocol in 8/5/2013. And what is the benefit of the Madrid protocol? It allows the Indian trademark owners to file a trademark application internationally by a single application. By a single application, you will get rights in multiple countries. But the certification granted by the particular countries, Madrid protocol just help you to submit the application in multiple countries. And this is run by with the help of the one intellectual property accreditation. The Madrid system just streamlines the process and reduces the cost compared to filing the separate application in each country. Suppose if you are filing the application in China and USA and other countries, then you have to submit a separate application in each country and you have to find out the way to submit the fees in each country. But with the help of Madrid protocols, you have to submit the single application and you have to submit the payment mode in the single way to the Madrid protocols. What is the big benefits of the Madrid systems? It just helps us simplify trademark registration process, and Indian business can now register their trademark in multiple countries through a single application, making the process more cost effective and less time consuming. It is a centralized management system which helps the trademark applications, renewals and other process by the help of the Madrid system. It increases the global reach also. If your trademark is filed to the Madrid protocol, anybody can search out further. Your trademark application is available in the Madrid database also. So this is also beneficial for the micro, small and the medium enterprises, particularly for the mediums and that may lack the resources to file a separate trademark application in multiple countries. And Madrid protocol also aligns the trademark system with international standards protecting the international organization. So what is the process of the trademark registration? Instead, you have to search your trademark. Either it's not a descriptive in nature and the phonetical in nature. We will show you some trademark search engine also where you can find out how you can search your trademark applications. So you can search your trademark application even nowadays. Trademark history has which AI method to find out the trademark registration process. You just before searching of your trademark application, you ensure that you are not copying anyone else's branding or to like a similar to any other brandings. Trademark searching by you can submit your trademark application by online mode and by offline mode also. For online mode, you will get a 10% required for the filing of the trademark application itself. You have a class 2, class 4, class 6 signature, and you have to register your portal through online mode and submit your trademark application through online portal. Then after the filing of the application, either your trademark will be accepted or rejected. it depends on your trademark. Suppose if your brand name is Rahul, and obviously if some person is selling the books by the name RAAS, so this name is cited and this name is phonetically. So maybe your trademark is objected because the similar brand names which is phonetically similar already available in the trademark is in the same class. So this is the reason of the objection. If your trademark is not accepted, then your trademark will be published in the trademark journal. And trademark journals allows 4 months to the other parties. If somebody has some objection for the registration of the trademark, then they will file the opposition to the trademark registry. And after the filing of the trademark application, the applicant has submitted the statement within the stipulated time within the 2 months of the submission of the trademark opposition. Then if there is no opposition filed by the party, the trademark will be registered. So this is the our procedure. If your trademark is objected by the registry, then you have to submit the reply of the registry that your trademark is entirely different from the settlement. Then if the examiner is satisfied by your trademark, then it will be accepted, but it may be refused. It depends on your trademark that how one submit your application. So this is the procedure of the trademark registration process. So you can also file your trademark by it is not necessary you can hire or the agent. Any enterprise can also file the trademark. So this is the copy of the trademark certificate. After the complete procedure, you will get a certificate that your trademark is registered. This you will get a trademark registration for the 10 years from the date of the filing, not from the date of the registration. Suppose if you are filing a trademark on 14th March 2024, then this is the you will get a rest for the 10 years, 14th March 2024, not from the grants. It's like patent. In the case of the patent, you will get rights from the date of the filing. This is the website of the IPA.gov.in. You click on the trademark options, then you can click on the unlimited links, then you click on the public search. Trademark, links and the public search. This is the website IPA.gov.in. Then you will get a search engine, public search engine. Then anybody can search their brand. You can search by the start with the brand names, and you will get it. You have to enter in the you have to enter the brand name L, and the class is the 5. Class 5 is for the medicinal preparation, medicine, and for the pharmaceutical literature. You have to enter the lecture, then after that you will get a search report like this. Eminent nutraceuticals, Laureate. All the brand names are first and second are the first is the registered, second is the accepted and advertised, and third is the protected. First one is the registered to this process is registered, and second one is the accepted. So second mark is belong to the first person. Both the companies are linked to the single person, so this brand is reason this is the single brand is accepted. Third one is the protected because maybe they have on some day different address, this is the reason for objections. You can see many brand names which is starting with the L. This is the search. Now what is the comparison of the brand? So one is the brand name is next week, another brand name is the next beta. And only the one difference is the beta and the beta. Maybe this brand name is the phonetically similar. So this is the reason of the objections. So when you are choosing a brand name, then your brand name is distinguished from the cited name. Otherwise it will be objected by the trademark registry. And this is the example of the trademark search report of the district. Now you can see the filing of the trademark application on this screen at 3rd September 1946. So you can see people are aware for the protection of their brand from last 8 decades. Display next 1917, May 1917, display CV 1989. Last time for this surgical license, now you can see that many people are using the word medical devices. Medical devices are descriptive words, but on-med is a distinction. On-med oncology. SM is a distinction. Because people can use the descriptive words like care of pharmaceutical, medical devices, and surgical is all of the descriptive words may be used. But first word must be distinction. Hospital, class. Hospital is classificating for like anybody can use hospital words as opposed to hospital is a descriptive words. Form and fees. For this filing of the trademark application, you can submit your trademark application by open way. You can submit by online mode. You can submit by offline mode also. For the online filing, you have to submit fees 4,500, and you will have to submit the form PMA. There are total 8 forms, and this is very easy. The trademark application. Tier A, you have to submit for the initial filing of the application. It is a single page application where you have to enter the name of the applicant, address of the applicant, brand name. If any images are there or logo is there, you have to enter the logo in the JPG format in 8 by 8 centimeter shape of the logo. Then you have to enter the class. In which class you want to protect. Suppose if you want to protect in class 1, then you have to protect class 1 for the chemicals. Chemical in class 1. You can select the classes as per the nice classification, and the details of the classes are given on the website also. Then if you are submitting an application offline mode and by hand also the calculation, then you have to pay fees 5,000. And this is fees for the individual, startup and the small enterprises. But for the rest of the other people who are the large and techy, for the online fees is 9,000 and for the offline fees is rupees 10,000. Then I have already discussed the procedure of the trademark registration. If somebody can oppose our trademark, then you have to submit the counter statement with the help of TM. Even the opposition filing is held with the help of the TM. Then for the online filing, you have to submit the fees rupees 2,700, and for the offline, you have to submit the fees 3,000. After the completion of the 10 year, you have to submit the renewal fees. And what is the renewal fees? There is no differentiation between the SME and the large enterprises for the renewal. For both cases, the fees is renewal is same. For this online filing, if you are submitting the fees for the online filing, then you have to submit by the form TMR. R means renewal, A means the application, and O is the opposition. This is very simple way to identify the form for the submitting of the application. And if you are submitting your application by offline mode, then you have to submit the fees is 10,000 for the offline filing. So this is all about the trademark protection. And if you are not submitting the fees for the after 10 years on the time, then you will get a times for the you can submit the application after 1 year of the expiry of the trademark registration. For the next after the expiry of the trademark, like suppose if your trademark is expired on 24th April 2025, then you can submit the late fees rupees 4,500 for the online filing, and till 6 months, 24th October 2025, you have to submit rupees 4,500, and offline fee rupees 5,000. And for the next 6 years, after the expiry of the 6 years, you have to submit the renewal fees 9,000. So you can mark your date, then your trademark expire after 10 years. Because most of the time I have seen that companies forget their renewal of the trademark. Even they can forget after the expiry of the 1 year also, they have to file the fresh application. For the fresh application, you have to follow all the procedure of get the registration certificate. Like you don't get a registration certificate like in the single shot, then you have to examination report to come objection report. So you can just mark your date that your trademark can expire on that. Now is the geographical indications. Geographical indication is basically entered in India with the help of the Geographical Indication Act in force in September 2003. Geographical indications is the indication to identify the agricultural goods, natural goods, and the manufactured goods originating from a particular territory in the India. It should have a special characteristics and the quality of the goods based upon the climatic or the production characteristics unique to the particular regions. And the geographical indication is not granted to any single region. It is granted to the group of the cluster of the association or person which is located in the particular territory. And this is granted only to the manufacturers, not to the traders. Those people are manufacturers in the particular regions. From last few years, they will get a trademark geographical registration. And this is a collective rights, as opposed to this is not a private right. This is a collective rights. And any association of persons, producer, organization established under the some law can apply for the trademark protection and geographical protection. It identifies the product as originating in a country or the regions. The government of India is doing a very good work in the protection of the geographic indication. Last few years, many GIs are registered in many regions. Because GIs represent the quality, reputation, and the characteristics of the particular regions of the that regions. So it is an identification. It particular identify the identity of particular regions. Maybe the natural goods, agricultural goods, and the manufactured goods. Like trademark registration, you will get a geographical indication for the 10 years. You can renew for unlimited time. You can renew for after 10 years. In geographical indication, trademark you may be assigned, transmitted to any another person. But geographical indication cannot be assigned or transmitted to another. This is the example of the geographical indications of the India. Basmati rice, Mysore sandalwood, Mysore jasmine, Darjeeling tea, Tirupati laddu. So this is the geographical indication which is registered in the India, and with some of the famous world Canadian whiskey, tequila, champion. This is an example of the geographical indication which is registered in the worldwide. So difference between the geographical indication and the trademark. Trademark is granted to a single person, any individual, any startup, any MSMEs, any single entity. But geographical indication is granted to the company, some association, organizations, not to any individuals. So GI is closely related to trademark, but they having a different identity. Both indicated product origin. One is the origin from one single entity, and one origin to a particular community, to a particular society. So this is the difference between the trademarks and the geographical indication. Most of the time people get confused how we can distinguish with the GI or the trademark. GI is given to the society, to the community, and trademark is related to the single entity. Thank you so much. If you have any questions related to the trademark, you are free to ask me.
Thank you so much, sir, for walking us through all the aspects of trademark and geographical indications. Now I request